So one of my friends recently sent me a message saying that when I'm older, I'm gonna look a whole lot like this person on TikTok. She said, I feel like when you're older, you will look like her. And the person is Ophelia. I think I said that right. Yeah. And I was like looking through her TikToks earlier, and I saw one where she was talking about why she didn't have her mom in her life, or hasn't had her mom in her life, and why it was because, so toxic, all of that. And it just made me like, wow, toxic people who are your family members are so quick to just use you for whatever they can, and then so quick to shit on you. Because, okay, everybody knows my mom didn't want me to get married to James at all. Like, she hates him. Everyone, like, my mom pretty much got so mad at me and never talked to me unless it's like to text some really hateful shit after I got with him, because it's like, hello, you have never been my mother, like, seriously. And I'm like, is this my whole family? Because it's my older siblings. I'm the youngest of 5. Okay, my brother Seth was never in my life. Like, the last time I saw him was at my dad's funeral, and I was like 9. And but everyone else, they conveniently pop in whenever they want and then do something really shitty to me, and I don't talk to them for like a year or 2, and then they just pop into my life and expect me to talk to them again, So my brother Evan was staying in Tennessee and I was trying to help him out. Like, I gave him our old car that we couldn't fit all the kids in. I gave him money to go down to Florida when he didn't really know what to do. I was like, well, go to the beach. That always helps me. Always. Like, regardless of anything. And so... Oh, I see. What is... Oh, it's... You're so silly.
It was on Disney.
It is. So you better go eat dinner, baby. Anyways, so I helped my brother Evan out literally as much as I could. Like, he would come over and just talk with me for hours, and after I gave him that car, all of a sudden he comes over one day and he's like, Ethan wanted me to give you his number in case, like, you wanted to talk to him or anything. And I was like, that's so convenient. It's so convenient. Cool. And Ethan and I, I am the youngest sibling. He is my older brother. I have let him live with me like 4 or 5 times. And every single time, it's had really shitty repercussions on me. Actually, no. One time, after I moved in here, and I bailed him out of jail, I let him stay here until his court date. Obviously, because I bailed him out of jail. And that time, it was all fine. It was all fine. But all the other times before that, he's done me really dirty. Like, he has... I'm not gonna explain the things he's done, but that's why I don't trust people in my house, Anyways, so my brother Evan, after he left Florida, he went to North Carolina, and this is all in my car, or not my car. I signed it over to him, but he still hadn't gotten the tag in his name. And I literally talked to him about it after because he was in, what is it? Not Connecticut. Where was it? Was it Connecticut? You know, up north somewhere with my biological mom and all their kids, because he went through a toll without paying, and I got that bill and I had to pay like $7. So after that, I like messaged him and I was like, hey, you need to get the title changed over, like this is not okay. I already paid it, because if I didn't, I'd probably be like fined or whatever. And I was like, okay. So then he goes to Florida, stays with our aunt and uncle for a while, and then he comes back to North Carolina. Not here, I'm in Tennessee. He goes to North Carolina, and he gets in a car accident, a car wreck, where apparently the car was totaled. We got the letter in the mail saying where it was towed to, and saying that they needed to get a hold of us for the other person involved in the wreck. And so I call, you know, wherever I needed to call, and I'm like, that's not our car anymore. I gave it to my brother because he came to Tennessee and he needed a job, so I let him have the old car so that he could get a job and get a place so that maybe he could get his kids back. None of that happened. James got him a job. They called him and texted him, and then I think after the interview or whatever, they like asked him, you know, to come for E-Day for evaluation so he could start working there. And he just like said, oh, this is not the right time for me, whatever. This was like a long time ago. Not that long ago, but like last year. But it was after I'd given him a car, because I wanted, you know, I wanted him to get a job and have his kids and all that and whatever. So anyways, let's go back to, or forward in time to the car accident. So after I called and I was like, you know, that's not our car. We are not liable for anything that happened. I called again, and then the woman was like, oh no, like we worked it out with him. So I'm guessing that meant my brother. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like a month later, so after this, after I find out via an enveloped letter from like the detention something road service that he got into an accident, I messaged him and I said, well, at first I was like, we hope you're doing all right. And then I text him again, take care of yourself, heart, be safe. And then I texted him again, I said, we love you. And then after we found out about the wreck, I called, and this was September, I got receipts. This was September 4th of last year, when, well, this was, you know, after I called a bunch of times, and then I was texting, I was like, I hope you're safe and doing okay, we love you. And then I text again, I said, you know, please text me back, I need to know you're okay. And then I called again, and then I said, hey, if you're okay somewhere, will you please text me back, because we got a note in the mail saying that the car was towed to somewhere, and I just want to make sure you're okay, I love you. And I'd call and and he would never answer. Months and months and months went by, because, you know, it's now the next year, it's almost September again. So in July, oh wait, is my other phone on? Because I think I have a message on here too. Hold on a second. Okay, anyways, that's gonna load. So this might be before or after whatever I want to say on this side. Let me look. Okay, January 18th. That's when he texted me. After not responding to me in September. September, October, November, December, January, finally texts me and he says, "It's Evan, I apologize for not contacting you sooner. Someone wrecked into me and your number was disconnected. I have had the same phone number for like the past 8 years and it's never been disconnected. Everyone's number I tried after was disconnected initially." No, it wasn't. So I didn't say anything back because I was just like, I know everyone is going through something, so I don't want to be crass and mean and like, you know, even when your family is so toxic and like uses you and manipulates you, you don't need to be like them. You don't. And if it was my sister or my mom, oh yeah, they would have went off. And that's another reason why I was like, no, I'm just gonna let it be. And so then again, in July, this July, where is it? Oh, those are the old ones. He texts, "Hey, I'm sorry I've been distant. My contacts stopped working after an accident. Then I've been stressed out, lost, wondering. Feels like my life keeps falling apart. Please contact me back ASAP. Love, Evan." This is July 5th, okay? He tried to get in touch with me. I'm so like, he tried to get in touch with me in January. I didn't message him back. So obviously he needed money or a place to stay or something from me, because that's the only reason he would contact me, because clearly he didn't care if I literally thought he was either in jail or dead. That's what I thought. And then one day I went over to my mom's for something. I think it was Christmas. I went over to my mom's to give all the kids some money. And she was like, "Oh no, he's not. He hasn't talked to you." She was like, "Oh, he's, called and talked to us, blah, blah, blah," excuses. I was like, all right, okay. So now, because I know what it's like, that's why I am so empathetic to people who are going through stuff. There has not, since the day I was born, I had been going through stuff. A toxic mom who yells at the top of her lungs and beats the shit out of you and throws shit at you and then ignores you all the fucking time. Like, I am so tired of people thinking that if, they're sad enough, I'll always come through, because I always have came through for everyone whenever they needed anything, always, and I'm so fucking tired of it. Anywho, so yeah, that whole, "I'm sorry, I've been distant, my contacts stopped working." Like, you had Lisa's phone number. You could have asked her for mine. You know she still has it. "Feels like my life keeps falling apart. Please contact me back ASAP. Love, Evan." And I was just like, wow. So now in July, he probably was like, "Oh, other people aren't letting me mooch off of them, or I just don't want to ask anybody else, so I'm just gonna try her again. See if you come to your manipulation and do whatever I need you to do." Oh. don't know. I was like, I don't know what brought all, it was my friend messaging me saying that, you know, Mama Tot, as they call her, or that I would look like her when I was older. And I was like, I wish I could be like her, you know, because she is so intelligent. She can put her feelings into words and speak them like, you know, where other people understand. And it's just like, I'm so tired of the people who are supposed to love me that I was literally born with manipulating me and making me think for my whole life that toxic abuse of people cussing you out and getting in your face and yelling at you about the tiniest fucking things, that's okay, you know? Oh, you still have to talk to them tomorrow. They're your family. No. No, they're not. I mean, it might have taken me to create my own family for me to realize this, but fuck those people. I am not related to them. I'm so fucking tired of being the person that people fall back on. Like, oh no, I need money. Oh no, I need a place to stay. Oh no, I need a car. Oh no, I need someone to hang out with me. That's what my sister does. She gets lonely whenever she, you know, cuts off everyone else in her life over the little tiniest thing. And then she comes talking to me. We hadn't talked for a while. And then she came over and she was like, okay, let me tell you why we hadn't talked for a while before. The last time we hadn't talked for a while, or this time we haven't talked for a while. I have children. I am not constantly sitting on my phone. I clean my house. I take care of everyone in this place. And she was mad at me because I did not read the screenshots she sent me and reply to her. That's why she flipped out on me. Yeah, because it was like Kristen? I don't know, the last name's Rose, I don't remember her name. It was like this girl who she used to be friends with, but then she was dating her ex-husband, and it was all weird. It's fucking weird. And he has messaged me on Facebook, which is really fucking weird. Because I'm like, don't, excuse me? No. Anywho. So yeah, she flipped out on me because I did not take my time and stop what I was doing and read the screenshot she sent me. And it was like a fuck ton of screenshots. I was like, oh my god. Like, oh, I haven't read them yet. She flipped out. And what's funny is this time, when we started talking again, she was like, oh yeah, I don't talk to Ethan and Michaela anymore because they were like really rude, like they were gonna let me use their stuff. And then they said, like, they were gonna let me use some of the stuff that they had, but I used all of it. And then, you know, I just read the screenshots. She was like, just read the screenshots. Tell me if I'm in the wrong. I don't know if you've ever hung out with like a toxic person, but when they ask you to read screenshots of a conversation that they had with somebody and then ask you, don't you think I was right? Or, I told you I wasn't wrong. Or, do you think I'm wrong? Anything like that. If you have people in your life who screenshot conversations with other people and then have you read them, the fuck? Grow up! Anywho. So I read them. She sent them to me. She wasn't here that day. I read them. And then every time she would come over after that, she was like, but I wasn't wrong, right? I was in the right. Like, but she was being crazy. I was right, right? And every time I would ignore the question, I'd be like, and then I'd start doing something else. And she would ask every time she came over. Until finally I was like, yeah, that's crazy. And then I didn't talk to her anymore. I just cut off contact. Like, she was so mean. She was so rude. I can't even believe that she acted like that to Michaela. Every time Michaela was the most fucking reasonable person back with her. And she was like, oh, well, it's okay. No, but like, she went off. Michaela either was pregnant or just had a baby. I think she was just pregnant. Yeah, I think Michaela was pregnant. And then she had a baby like a year ago. And my sister, every time Michaela like, no, it's okay. She's like, I can't believe you're treating me like this. Like, you're really, oh gosh. I wish I remember what she said. That shit was, I was reading it and I was just like, Michaela and Ethan, because like she sent me the messages between her and Ethan, were being so nice to her. And she just fucking lost it, played the pity party. I'm like, no, I'll take it back right now. No, like, what? I'm like, that was so shocking. Because I guess whenever she flipped out like crazy on me for little shit, I was so used to it that I never saw it. My sister and I have stopped and started talking for so many years. Like, I was a teenager and she did some horrible shit. Digging up some stuff. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say what it was. And literally, I would not tell anyone about it. See, that's my thing. When I have a problem with somebody, either I'm talking to them about it or I'm not talking to other people about it. Because I'm not gonna go run my mouth to other people. So, this one I was living with Siri. Siri is like angry at me. And she's like, why won't you talk to me about why you and Zoe are talking? Like, I'm just not going to. I can't. Like, I'm sure I was just like a moody ass teenager. I was like, just no, you know, never really like happy or whatever, because obviously. And then one day, Zoe goes over there and starts drinking with Siri one night. And she's just like telling her, I don't even know what she told her. She was like, oh yeah, I know why you don't talk to Zoe. And I was like, really? Then why aren't you proud of me if you know, unless Zoe said some fucked up shit? Oh, and she did, because then she was like, oh yeah, and she told me what you and Julia did weekends ago or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, okay, cool. Anywho, so anyways, like my sister has flipped out on me so many times, like when I used to live with her. She would flip the fuck out over little fucking tiny things that could be fixed or that could be rearranged or that could be reboughten or anything. But literally stuff means so much to her that she will flip out if you use a fucking organic bath bomb while you're staying at her house because she asked you to house sit. And she's like, no, that's not what it was. No, I was there. I know what it was. I was traumatized because you flipped out on me for like the 1000th time since I've been there. It's so insane to me that I kept putting up with that over and over and over again. Like, I was literally homeless in high school because she took the check that I was supposed to get when I had set up. It wasn't a real apartment, but it was a garage and they were going to rent it out and I was going to be able to live there because my ex's parents were really religious and didn't want me to live there. So I was literally, sometimes I would sleep in his truck Without him, obviously, he had to be at the house. Sometimes I always went to school though, because I could catch a bus to school and then I could ride home with someone that I met so many new people doing that, because like literally I didn't want to wear out my welcome. So I would ride the bus to school, ask someone if I could stay the night, ride the bus to their house, try to wash up, and then ride the bus back to school. On the weekends, where do you think I was staying? It was so bad that I had, in the winter time, it was so cold that I couldn't stay outside, that I had to go to a group home. And then, well, it was nighttime when I finally got there, and I go up into the, top bunk, I put my stuff down, and then I hear that Siri had to come and sign me in, or like, because I guess she was my legal guardian, whatever. And so she had to sign me into the group home, and I was like, no, I don't want to see her, like, because that was just ridiculous. Anywho, so I had I had no money, no place to stay, because I couldn't pay the deposit and first month's rent, which was only $300, and I would have gotten $875, so I would have been able to pay for it. But since Zoe took that check, I went to her house and I said, hey, did you get my check in the mail? And she was like, no, I didn't get a check. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how could you do this to someone who you say that you love and that you say you protected when you were a child? Or did you just say that when they were little to, manipulate them your whole life? So, yeah. Anyways, the group home story. So the next day, that night, I was like downstairs after Siri left because I just didn't want to face her and be like, Zoe fucked me over. And I got my phone out to like check the time, and then the woman there was like, oh no, you can't have your phone out, or you can't have your phone in here, like at all. Like the cell phone that I paid for and I bought when I had a job before I moved in with Zoe. Because that's when I worked at Dairy Queen. And then all that happened. I had moved with Zoe, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so she takes my phone, she puts it in a binder in a little Ziploc thing, and I was just like, no, I don't trust it, no. So then she got a phone call and she like walked out to pick up her cell phone. So I went into that office, I unzipped it, I took it out, zipped it up, closed the book, went upstairs, packed my little bag because I had like some stuff out on the bed, and then I went to school the next day with all of my stuff, and I did not go back to that motherfucking group home. I was like, no, no, absolutely not. So then the next day at school, my guidance counselor, who was my guidance counselor at BCS, like chef's kiss, she was amazing. Miss Nagel was amazing. Miss Crossman was amazing. They were amazing. Anyways, she was like, we got a call from the sheriff's department to see if you were here. I told them I would check and call them back. And I was like, please don't. I got a voicemail on my phone from the sheriff's office like, hey, I think you ran away, because I was legally signed into that group home. So a lot of the stuff, like even since I've moved to Tennessee, I've lived here for like 11 years. I don't know. Yeah, 11 years. Zoe and I have stopped talking so many times because she just flips out on me for everything. It's ridiculous. Like, that's not how you treat people. I'm sorry that that's because that's how Lisa is and that's how Lisa has always been, but that's not it. That's not it. It's not it. You can't, no, you don't talk to people like that. You don't do that. when you have an argument or like a discussion that needs to be had with another adult, you have it. You just sit there and talk it out. You don't flip out one-sided, never let them say anything to you, and blame them for everything. Anyways, so when I saw her do that on the text messages to Michaela, it just clicked. Like, I was like, no, I can love you from afar, but you have to be, you can't, I fucking can't. Like, wow. So all of this was because someone compared me to Mama Tot. And I just wish that one day I could be like her.